Hello and welcome to a flock of birds, video number 6, son Conure. Today we're going to do his little weigh-in. As you can tell, there's a lot of down feathers now, and a lot of the top feathers and wing feathers. He's doing pretty good. We're going to weigh him and see what he weighs as soon as he lets go. I didn't tear nothing up. Come on. Come on, let go. There we go. Finally. Up a daisy. As you can see right there, he's gained another 10 grams. $87, $88, give or take, yeah, $87, good deal. So again, he's gained another 10 grams this week from last week. You can look up underneath, more down feathers, starting to get color down there. He's doing pretty well. I've also started feeding him a little bit like his parents would. I start out with pellets that I give to him. These are Supreme parakeet pellets. You're supposed to give him the pellets that the formula that you're feeding him. Well, I don't have any more of those, and I have a whole bunch of these that need to be used, so I'm using the Supreme parakeet pellets. They used to be about 50-60 bucks a bag. And normally he'd be in a cage, but because it's still cold at night, I have to keep him in that by a light. So here's what you do. You do exactly the same way the parents would do. You do it before you hand feed them and after. You see, take one of those just like that. You can lift his head up. Oh, he didn't swallow that one. Get it into his mouth. See? And that's all you do. You give him a few here and there. Before he gets formula, don't give him too much, because if you give him too much, it'll get stuck in his mouth. That's where you'll be digging them back out. As you can see, it's in there now. He'll sit there and he'll kind of play with it a little bit. And then you just take and grab the birdie braille like we talked about before. There you go, and it's instant. And you look in there again, and there's nothing there. You gotta do exactly the way the parents did it, and this is what the parents would do. Wherever they were eating, they would pick it up, and they would stick it in their mouth, and then put it in the baby's mouth. That's how they teach them to eat. I spent many hours watching the birds, watch their parents feed their babies when they were fledging out. And this is what they do. They even do it in the wild. But you don't want to do this too soon, because if you do it too soon, then it causes problems. And right now it's right about the right age. I did it with a macaw one time, and the macaw was fed out before it was feathered out. It still had 2 more weeks to be feathered out, and it was eating food because it was in a cage already, because it stayed hot 24 hours a day, and I was using the air from outside instead of using heat or AC. That way they seem to do a lot better that way, instead of having them into a closed environment. If they have a fresh air environment, for some reason, even breeding, they do really well too. So you can see, still playing with it a little bit, checking out the camera, trying to figure out what's going on. We'll do it one more time to show you. Take. You can do one or you do a couple, but you got to remember not to do too many. Because you do too many, you'll be digging them out of the back of the throat. Because they get caked, because that's where their saliva is, towards the back. See, he's playing with it right there. And even if he spits it back out, that's fine. Because over time, he'll understand, or she will understand, that's food. And if you're feeding the same hand feeding formula that is the pellets, then it's a no-brainer for them. So they start eating it. And I just leave that in the thing that I have him in. Not that, that's what I just brought him in so I can do this. But I put this in the brooder that I have it in, so that way it can play with them, have something to do. Because it's at the age now, it's curious about everything. So here in the next week or so, it'll go in a cage, and there'll be a water bottle in a cage, and there'll be those pellets in a cage. And possibly I'm gonna have another bird in there as a nanny. I'm hoping so. Hoping to have Jamaica do it. But we'll see how Jamaica reacts to it. Because Jamaica's Jamaica. It's a trip. See? Nothing to it. This is the fastest way to feed a bird out. You have to mimic exactly what the parents do. If you don't, it's going to take a lot longer. That's why it really helps to do this and have a nanny. Because two of them together is the monkey see, monkey do. And that's how nature has survived for millions of years. One takes the chance to do it, and the rest follow. Just like our parents did with us. They gotta learn from something. And you gotta be the responsible one to teach them. And it also helps with the bonding and the imprinting of the human. Because between the hand feeding and playing with the braille, right after you hand feed them, and feeding them this way with the pellets and touching the braille, the bird braille, between the two creates that bond, kind of like a breastfeeding baby and its mother. And it makes the bond really strong. And this is the best way to do it. Well, that's the end of this video, and I thank you for watching our YouTube videos. Please stop by and share our YouTube videos on our channel, and stop by our Facebook page, A Flock of Birds. Thank you for watching.